Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching The Clone Wars Season 3, Episode 6, The Academy, which makes me think we are following on from the previous episode where Satine said, can we get a Jedi to go undercover at the Academy and try and root out any more corruption that's going on, which is definitely going to be an interesting plotline to continue that further that plotline along. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. You get this 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance. Let's go. I mean, yes! Can you ship that to police departments around the world and politicians, to be fair?
Overqualified for this.
According to Senator Mandalore,
Ahsoka is important.
What do the Jedi know of our ways? Do we really want them meddling with our children's education?
Surely there is nothing to fear from exposing them to new ideas.
Exactly.
Because of Master Kenobi's recent visit and the trouble that followed, no off-worlders may carry weapons on Mandalore.
Master Obi-Wan caused trouble? That's a first.
What trouble did he cause? He helped save you from the Death Watch?
Lasting change can only come from within.
That's an ominous chin grab.
Transport ships keep coming in, but they're strict rationing. Something is wrong on Mandalore.
Yeah.
Islands are bigger than us.
Corruption.
Authorities handle it.
Teamwork, I like it.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, these people are not going to care about how young you are or your position. They're going to attack you if they see you.
Those look like Mandalorian police, but they're unmarked.
Who's that?
Unmarked police officers.
This. Getting out of here.
No, 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 careful, you idiot! Is that the Prime Minister? Oh god. Children. She's lost her tablet, computer, whatever they call it. They can definitely track down who they are.
We're going to need help.
Ahsoka?
We should speak to my Aunt Satine.
Oh, your aunt? That works too.
But the source of this evil may be more than you cadets can handle.
Yeah, I don't think... But
People can be very deceiving.
get their information from them.
Into trouble. She just thinks we're a bunch of stupid kids.
You are.
Like, nothing was wrong.
We need to find someone else who believes us.
Like who?
Ahsoka.
Mandalore has 2 people in charge. Since my
Oh no.
I'll have to go to the Prime Minister.
No, he's the one behind it.
Listen,
The recording we took of the black market deal and all the cadets who know about it.
No. I mean, I'm sorry, he wants you to bring all the evidence and every single person that knows about it.
maybe they chased you because
Ahsoka trusts them. Though they do seem like dumb kids, I get that.
It was a black. You sound more like my aunt than a Jedi Knight.
Your children? That's why. I know she's also a child, but she's had more training than you. Maybe don't rush into trusting people. Like, trusting your aunt? I guess he's known him all his life, but... I wonder who could be responsible.
We've done nothing wrong.
it's like the Prime Minister set you up.
That's treason. He's the leader of our system. He couldn't possibly be a traitor.
We need proof.
Think about it. The whole point of corruption.
ID a hologram.
That is pretty cool.
Right. That is the Prime Minister.
We have to take this to my aunt and
We have to.
We're too late.
The Prime Minister's going all out.
He's
After my aunt, he's the most powerful person on Mandalore.
so. Let's go talk to him.
Like, the Prime Minister, the Governor of the Moon place, like, the corruption runs so deep, everyone take another shot, that it's kind of inevitable that this civilization would have to change drastically or fall.
Actually, Prime Minister, where?
Huh.
That is none of your concern.
Oh,
Now, I must prepare a public statement about the Dutch.
We'll just modify the plan a bit. How are you going to do
oh, escape.
that? You'll know when to act. You will take me to Duchess Satine.
Good job, Ahsoka. Oh no.
Ahsoka, it's a trap.
I see you found the Duchess, youngling. You may stop your play acting now, Sergeant.
Prime Minister.
Sir.
Yeah, she's not that powerful. Oh.
Using a
Yet.
Jedi mind trick was a very poor decision. My guards have been trained to resist such arcane
Oh,
magic.
okay. So
And
she
now
is
you
skilled enough in doing
refuse
it
to
that she was
serve as a
confident.
conspirator.
There is only one traitor to Mandalore here, Prime Minister,
Mm-hmm.
and that's you.
Established the black market for the people.
That's absurd.
And you've enriched yourself,
Disrupting trade
and you've kept all of the
profits
food
from the
in,
black market are being used to purchase humanitarian supplies.
but you're keeping the food in a warehouse and not giving it to anyone.
You put the shock collar on her?
Oh my god.
My patience has worn thin, Duchess. Maybe this will convince you.
Oh my god.
Dangerous cadets.
Oh dear.
Can't. They're just children.
It's your weakness. Yes, Ahsoka. Come on. Have I all body slammed them? Surprisingly effective to just jump on someone and knock them out. I love it. Good.
Send for my personal guards.
Yeah, the ones that are still alive.
I never doubted you, Duchess.
Neither did we.
Is that it? Have we got all of the corrupt officials? Can we be sure about that?
The one where you convinced untrained children to help you overthrow a corrupt government?
That was a highlight.
Sounds pretty risky. You're lucky you didn't get hurt.
Nothing you wouldn't have done.
Very true. She is learning from you, Anakin. It's so sad to see like all of this like hope for the future of Mandalore. I really enjoy this episode. I like the idea of just seeing more of Mandalore. So seeing the academy where they train their young politicians. It does seem to me a little bit like it's very much like the aristocracy get to be trained to become the leaders, but they also have the democratic parliament as well, which is corrupt in this case. I enjoyed kind of seeing Ahsoka with those cadets. I don't know what their ages are all supposed to be, but I imagine at most she's only a couple of years older than them, but it really does sort of show how mature Ahsoka is, and part of that is actually how she has developed over the course of the last couple of seasons. She is getting wiser and more mature so that you can markably, is that a word? Look at her and look at those children and think of them as children and her as less so. And definitely those kids were at the age at which you feel like you're an adult, you feel like you're fully capable and you have all these ideals and all these things you want to do, but really you are still children, you do still need that bit of help. I think Satine should have taken the recording from them. She should have treated them with a little bit more like, okay, like, you know, what you did was really dangerous and you're not quite like, she should have like disciplined them about it, but also sat down with them, talked to them, praised them for the concept, and you know, kind of rather than just dismissing them without even taking the recording, because it took Ahsoka 3 seconds to figure out who it was from the recording with her device. Like, I do think that maybe Satine could have been less dismissive of them. I wonder if maybe she wanted them to take it to Ahsoka because she wanted it to be an external person exposing the corruption rather than her having to try and do it, because then people could accuse her of passing the blame or doing something like that. Now for the Prime Minister, he's definitely, how many narcissistic twats are there who are like, actually this is for the greater good. I may have just bought my 3rd mansion, but I've given like £3 to charity, so actually I'm a saint. His corruption was definitely disgusting. The fact that he was willing to drag kids into it, to attack his own people, to cause them people to starve and to struggle with food. No wonder he hasn't been the least bit concerned about corruption in the last few episodes. Do you think he really should have been a bit more like show acting? Like, oh wow, this corruption, we will find it, rather than just like, oh, corruption, never mind. Oh, children, never mind. Because that just made him seem guilty, you know. But he had a good little scheme on his hands there. He was, you know, keeping all the food, giving it out here and there, forcing people to need supplies to turn to the black market, which gives more money to his pocket. Like, he had a good scheme, but it's a very cold-hearted scheme. And it does make sense that, yes, trade will have been being affected by the war, but it did seem a bit extreme. Like I was thinking last episode, like, oh, is the Republic just refusing to trade outright? Or is every single trade ship being destroyed before it can get to them? But obviously that isn't the case. They did have supplies, maybe not in the same quantity they used to have. Maybe there will still be times where they will go a little bit without and need to like wait for the next shipment, etc. But it shouldn't have been quite as dire as it was. I like that it was Satine's plan, that she had her faith in Padme and in anyone that Padme trusts, in Ahsoka, and that Ahsoka and the children were able to kind of do their best. I really enjoyed the children's like just body slamming the guards. I don't know why, it really amused me. And then we just kept, like, the guards would get back up and then the children would just body slam them again. Honestly, like, oh, I really enjoyed that. But it was a really good episode to kind of see the cleansing of the corruption, but also quite a sad episode when you know what the fate of Mandalore is, when you know that like these bright children aren't gonna have this future where they're able to make a better society. You know, Satine has taken steps in that direction with kind of ending the culture of violence and the culture of war, and these children seem to have the ideals. They were willing to fight for them already. They weren't like, oh, we're alright, so we're the pampered children. They were really courageous and brave, and they don't spoil for me anything about what happens with the fall of Mandalore. I don't know whether it happens in this show or not, but you know, there are Mandalorians out there, as we know. It's just really sad knowing that this planet, which is at such a pivotal point where things could be about to become so brilliant for them, and to know it goes the opposite way is very sad. But this was a brilliant episode. It was good to see Ahsoka shine. I think this was a really good episode to see how far she has come. You know, she's still a kid, she's still a teenager, she still goes, oh, this mission, I'm just too good for this mission, Anakin, it's boring. And then kind of, you know, like, she thought it was going to be boring. You know, the mission she was supposedly on was to help educate the future leaders of a planet to stop the corruption in the planet. Pretty important mission. Obviously she was an even more important mission than she knew. She still is a kid, she's still Ahsoka, but she is maturing and growing, and she knows like when she can afford to be a little bit like, oh, I'm a kid, and when she can be more, I'm I'm not a Jedi Master, I'm a Jedi Knight, I am in control. And I really enjoy seeing that. So this was a really good episode. I enjoyed this episode more than the previous one, but I think the two of them together posed a really interesting reflection on human nature, or people nature, on war and how it affects people, and how different people and different avenues can take advantage of that. And I really enjoyed it. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. You get those 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and thank you so much for watching.